There needs to be a confidence in your eyes. Why do they want you? And I think fighting does that. When I walk out there and I'm ready, you see it in my eyes. You can tell if I shouldn't be there or if I should be.
Right.
And that becomes that mindset.
All right. Eugene Jackson, MMA legend here in East Palo Alto at the Rogue Empire. Talk to me about how you got here from your youth to your impact in the community, the origin of the Rogue Empire name.
We'll start with how I got here. East Palo Alto used to be predominantly black city. My mother, white, my father, black and Filipino. So I ended up growing up colored in a community that, I don't know if they naturally held on to me. At 9 years old, my father had a drug overdose in front of me at 9. So for me, it changed my life. We no longer lived at home. We now live with my grandmother. My brother became, I don't want to say he became a drug addict. He sampled different things, and his life in and out of prison took a roller coaster. My life a lot different. Never done a drug in my life. Don't drink, don't anything, because it was traumatic. I was older. My life, I saw the change. I don't know if my brother did. Gliding into how my life went from that point is, living with a white mother in a city made it look like I was weaker. You know, so the community sometimes tries to say like, oh, they can't fight. So then I had to become tougher. And I would watch guys say little things to my mother, disrespect my mother. And so I found a Kung Fu school and I started training, and my stuff was we're not gonna accept that no more. Well, the sad thing is power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that became true because the tougher I got and the bigger my name got, the more I became an ugly person. So I found out that when I did something wrong, everybody looked at me, whether good or bad. People looked at me with fear or respect, depending. And I think I fed off that. I think most young people do.
Okay.
And I fed off of that, and I went down the wrong directions, and then I thought I had to keep an image, and so it just kept going further down. But it was never my nature. So there was times that you would do stuff and you felt guilty for it. There's stuff you felt and you felt ugly for it. So I went down those roads. And then I think going through a few little hiccups of doing stuff and going like, am I isolating myself into this bad place? Am I around the kind of people that I don't even really like? Like I'm in this group setting and you start going like, do I really want to be here with these people? Do I even like the people I'm around? Then you start waking up and you start going, but I actually like these people over here, or I actually like that over there. So you put yourself into that position, and I just started saying, hey, you know what? Forget what the world thinks. I'm gonna go into the world I went. And so then I started moving out of the community and saying, where can I go? I got a job working at a trucking company, and they had a big old warehouse. Inside this warehouse, I took all the boxes, moved everything out, put in punching bags, and started turning it into a gym.
Cool.
The gym turned into such a big monster gym that I got, it actually became a real gym where people like this here, people started coming to train there, and it was called Gladiators Training Academy.
Okay, and so how old are you at this point?
I'm about 21.
21
yeah.
At that point. Okay, and you're kind of past the demons, so to speak, already, or?
I don't know if I was past them. I think I was waking up, you know, to like right and wrong. So what changed in me was I was seeing what was in front of me for what it was. And sometimes it takes a longer time to pull stupid stuff out. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I'm making fun of her right now and everybody's laughing about it, and so when the room comes around and then I'm making fun of somebody everybody laughing about it, I'm becoming the life of the party. So all of a sudden you can hold on to certain things because they help create your identity. So it takes a while to unravel that. That's not really your identity. You use that as crutches. So I had to get away. So even when I'm doing this other stuff, I had to get further away from it. And I think some of the things helped us, like when I became a fighter, I started flying around the country. And when I started flying around the country, I started like being in Japan was like one of the best things that ever happened to me. Meeting the people, seeing the stuff. And I'm one of them people that I want to know everybody and I want to know you. So I'm out there eating with you. When the regular Americans would stay in one place, I'm running around. When we're in Armenia and Russia, I'm meeting everybody and I'm in love with everybody. And people are loving me back. And I started going like, wow, you get more by this than this. So the fights is what made them come out. We're laughing and joking and I'm playing chess with them and we're eating dinner and they're showing me their food. That it just made me see the world differently. So then that piggybacks to me coming back into Rogue.
Give me about 30 seconds on your fight record.
Okay.
And where that took you in and out, right? Were you in it for 7 years, 10 years?
Yeah, about 10 years.
Okay, so just give me that in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
You know, I fought X many guys. My record was this.
I don't know what my record is.
Okay.
And the reason I don't know it because half of it. So remember, we did so many unsanctioned things. Okay. We fought underground. We'd fight 4 fights in a night. We'd fight 3 fights in a night. There was so much stuff. I remember one time where we're fighting in Compton. And so the police come because it's illegal in California. So the police come and we have to look like we're just wrestling. And so then the police leave and then we go back to fighting again.
Yeah.
And so there's just stuff like that. So there's so many. It's like, it sucked up so much of our life for about 10 or 15 years. It was just like really, we're in Hawaii, we're in backyards, we're in Colorado, we're out in Reno, we're in Nevada. So
this is like before Dana White, or
way before Dana White.
Irrelevant to Dana White.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about Rogue Empire.
Okay.
And what does that brand mean?
So remember I said I started the gym out of a warehouse called Gladiators Training Academy? The reason we did that, and the reason why we got to Rogue, is in the inner city, you have prison, and then you have youth authority where you go to jail before you go to prison. Youth authority called Gladiator Training Academy is preparing you for prison. So when we started a gym, that's all I knew was the streets. So it's Gladiator Training Academy because I was edged into this this ugliness that we grew up and we thought it was cool. We're murder capital, we're all these different things. We fed off the stuff that wasn't good because we're crying at funerals. So we still fed off these things that we thought meant something because they had an air of some kind of strength to it. When I came back around and now I'm older and I'm getting out of fighting, now I'm more teaching. I'm doing a little bit, but I'm more teaching. And now I'm wanting to see people make it. Now it isn't about me, it's about how do I see other people become successful? How do I see people chase dreams? How do I pull you out of something and let your strength be seen a different way? So that's when we came up with Rogue Empire. So East Palo Alto's favorite word is rogue. So if you look up in the Urban Dictionary, it says rogue is a word people in East Palo Alto use for endearment. That's over the whole world. That is the wording in the Urban Dictionary. And that's how powerful that word became for this city. And rogue, when you normally look it up, it can be a bad guy or somebody that didn't follow. They went rogue. They did it their own way.
Right.
And we look at East Palo Alto like, we got these top musicians, we got these top football players, we got these top back, we got all these people that went somewhere else. And we always says, could you imagine if this little city brought all of its powerful people back, it would become an empire. And a rogue has to go out and learn. So if I'm the boss, what am I learning? But if I go out there and I have to figure this out, and like we always talk about kids become young adults once they become experienced. So that rogue went out and became experienced and he comes back. And now when you put all of us together, we're an empire. And then we took the wolf. And so when we look at the wolf is where if the alpha dies in another pack's alpha will take those like they're their own. If a mother dies, the other mother's suckling those pups so they could make it. And we thought that was powerful. So anybody can be ours. So that's how we brought up the Rogue Empire.
Awesome. That's actually a wonderful segue into what I want to talk about in terms of your impact on youth and the fact that you're from community, right? So you look like some of these kids, and that is a whole level of interaction and respect that doesn't happen without a community-rooted situation. So can you talk a little bit about what it means to you and what it means to these kids to have you from this community working this way in the community and what they get out of it?
We could probably go on days about that. So like I said, my father died in front of me at 9. Life completely changed. So I have a mother doing all she can, but one person can only do so much. And so then I kept going. When I kept looking at our community, I kept going. Mama's not there. Daddy's not there. Mom and daddy both are not there. So we have to step in to be the other pieces. So when we came out, it was like, how do we, so if you, when you hear people walk around, you hear me call me Pops or they call me Uncle. Everybody, I am Pops or I am Uncle. They view me all the time. I'm invited to weddings, I'm invited to funerals, I'm invited to every single thing, and they're mad if I don't show up because they look at me like a, and so my whole goal at this point is like, how do you get enough people to sit back and say, it is about community. It isn't about what you're gonna teach me, it's that you made me feel good. So when we talk about you, and I said this to you before, is a lot of people say, Gene, the work you do is great and it's beautiful and everybody should be like you. And I said, no, it's people like you. They see me, I look like them. I can only take them as far as my door where I know. You can actually take them 6 blocks further. So my job is to make them feel comfortable enough and be able to have the conversation with you to say, I like this little dude, or I like her, and I'm gonna take her with me. And all of a sudden, we just gave them something further than I ever could have. And I always try to break that because they're already comfortable with me. I'm from the hood. So this is comfortable, but you already know the hood. So I'm really not giving you much more but the family figure. People like you that come in, you give them that sight. When I'm walking downtown Palo Alto and they see you, and since they knew you here, like, how you doing? How you doing? If they don't know the people, because somebody that looked like you and somebody that sound like you made them feel comfortable. And this is a story I always tell people. Our kids feel uncomfortable going downtown Palo Alto where probably nobody's gonna harm you. But they're comfortable going downtown Oakland where they might need a weapon because they feel accepted.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that we're animals that will go in a dangerous way to feel comfortable, but I'm in danger.
Right.
But I won't go in a place where I don't feel accepted, but I'm in no danger.
Right, right.
And it doesn't make sense,
So
and
it's
sad.
a psychological
Yes.
safety or emotional
Yes.
safety. Let's talk about also fitness as the root of some of these kids' strength and identity. What does specifically the fitness training and the combat arts, martial arts, what do you want to call it? What do you do here?
I call it conscious combatives.
Okay.
And what I love about martial arts over anything, because martial arts is one-on-one. And what I love about that is there's a conflict. You have to train, you have to get ready, you have to do all these different things. And then you go get in that ring, and now you're in there with somebody that trained. And now you're going back and forth. If you run out of gas, I was better, but I ran out of gas. It means your material wasn't ready. Also, like if you're walking in front of a job and they ask you all these questions, you're ready, but you weren't ready for those. Now you go back and you get ready again, and you go back. But it's also a confidence. Like one of the things we have a thing we do with the kids, and we go, who am I? Mm-hmm. And they'll say their name. Okay, who are you? And they'll go, I'm Johnny. Who are you? Johnny. No, tell me who Johnny is. Who are you? I'm Betty's son. I'm somebody at this school. And you got to keep going. I said, because when you're sitting in front of an employer or you sit in front of anybody, there needs to be a confidence in your eyes. Why do they want you? Mm-hmm. And I think fighting does that. When I walk out there and I'm ready, you see it in my eyes. You can tell if I shouldn't be there or if I should be. Right. And that becomes that mindset. Yeah. And so we think that's what that is. 2 is there's also a confidence in the way you feel about yourself, just health-wise. I mean, COVID taught us that we could fall apart really fast. Mm-hmm. And we're really just coming out of so many mental and physical slumps. Some people found themselves and a lot of people lost themselves. When you get to that gym, you become social. Somebody's on the other side and they dying with you and you guys are working out. Somebody's trying to teach you a skill. Yeah. Somebody's trying to help you get better. You're trying to help somebody get better. You become students and teachers all in that same moment. Yeah. Your confidence builds up. Your body feels better about it. And what's that old saying? You don't use it, you lose it. Right. So all these parts, we know we stay in shape. So we know people that are 20 years younger than us that are way broke down because they don't use their body no more. Right. And so it's those type of things. And that's why I always think that. And then the last part that I'll say what it is, I'm into all this violent stuff where these dudes are shooting each other, these people are jumping each other. I could walk into these gangs with dude that just shot somebody and I could go talk crazy to him and people think I'm crazy. He sees me as coach and somebody that he loved and loved him. So I can walk into situations because I've given him my soul in my life. 90% of them see you back like that. Their heads go down, they feel uncomfortable. So we have to make sure we find what is the first teacher they want. I want to play baseball, I want to play football, I want to go train. That becomes the first teacher that they sought out. They didn't seek out the algebra teacher, they didn't seek out the history teacher. So I have to take that and use that and say, okay, Now, if you want to be in the gym, I need you to be a C or better.
Awesome.
If you want to be here, I need that. And so now they'll listen to me and, hey, look, I'm back, coach, I'm ready. Okay, you back in. So that's where I think this fits so heavy.
So hey, let me give you a chance to do whatever shout outs you want. It's Rogue Empire, website, social media, whatever handles, anything else you want to throw out like that. And then who's welcome here, what hours, however you want to.
Our classes for kids are Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6. First hour, jiu-jitsu and grappling. Second hour is boxing and kickboxing. And this is from ages 6 to about, I would say about 12. Some 14-year-olds if they're smaller or, you know, a little slower at learning. And then we're at 6 to 7 is jiu-jitsu for advanced, or not even advanced, just older people, not little kids. And then it's boxing and kickboxing from 7 on. The price ranges are kind of weird because we charge $150 a month, and that's for everything. You can come as much as you want, use what you want. But we also have, if you're part of Live in Peace, which is our nonprofit, then you can come for free if you keep your grades above a C and you promise to show up at least 3 days a week. You can have everything we offer. So you have to put some skin of you in the game to be able to get it. So it's not free. You still got to get your head together.
Beautiful. All right. I think we're good, man. Appreciate it.
Always,
really appreciate
always.
it.